God damn it, I forgot to get something. Holy shit. Really? I can't even fucking hear out of this ear now.
Why? Because I screamed?
Because you scream like a little girl, Pete. Because you scream like a little girl.
You little bitch.
I didn't call you a bitch. How's it going today, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the third installment of this week's series where we're talking about Sega. But first, allow me to introduce my cohorts. To my far left, I have the best.
And biggest.
That is not how we do things!
That is not how we do this.
The biggest Zelda fan in the world. If you don't believe me, you can look at his tattoo of the Triforce on his right arm. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Jeremy Bird.
He could also be the best.
Don't you ever cut me off again. Biggest Zelda fan in the world coming at you once again. I'll kill you too if you cut me off.
And to my...
He could also be the best Zelda player.
He could be the best Zelda
You could have went along with that.
I could have gone along with that. And to my direct left, I have Mr. I Am Wondering himself, the host with the most, as Jeremy would say.
Yeah.
Mr. Peter Anderson.
You don't say it. What's up, ladies and gentlemen?
He says
Yes, that's why I said as Jeremy would say, sir.
Yeah, I know.
Jackass.
And I am Nicholas De Jesus. And here's a thought. And it's more directed towards Pete and what he said earlier this week, sir. But do you not feel gypped when a game comes out for a previous gen and a current gen console, like both at the same time?
No.
You don't feel gypped at all?
No, because I feel that if I was... I'll give you a I have to put my notebook down.
And here we go.
My name is Peter Anderson, and let me give you an example. he was going into it. He was going to do it.
I had to call Microsoft support today.
Okay.
Because there was something wrong with my Xbox One. Nothing insane. It's just, it said instant sign-on. It wouldn't instant sign-on. It was a pain in the ass. I didn't want to keep putting in my password.
Okay.
So I'm talking to the gentleman, very nice gentleman, and he's like, oh, what are you playing right now? Doing conversation while we're fixing everything. And I was like, oh, I picked up Halo 5. I just finished it. He goes, yeah. He goes, what'd you think? See, I enjoyed it. There was some parts, reviews up, youtube.com/Improv Gaming. And I was talking about all this stuff, and I go, what have you been playing? He goes, well, actually, I still have my 360. I said, yeah. He goes, my buddy has an Xbox One, but I have a 360 right now. I said, oh, what are you playing on? He goes, well, I'm actually looking to getting Rise of the Tomb Raider. Mm-hmm. He goes, it's for 360, and it benefits me to play this. I'm really excited. I always liked the Tomb Raider, and then we go on about how we love Tomb Raider.
That's not my question, sir.
I'm getting
My question
to that.
isn't about the customer service guy at Xbox.
I'm getting to that.
Okay.
But he's playing it on the 360, and he was enjoying it because he played it, obviously, at midnight he picked it up. And he said that he enjoyed it. He was happy. And I don't think that's bad because the people who don't join to the next console cycle yet,
It's still not my question. My question is, you as an Xbox One user, do you feel gypped by the game?
No. Because they are making it for Xbox One.
No, they're not.
Yes.
They're making it for the 360 and then upscaling it for the Xbox One.
You don't think they're downscaling?
How could they?
So you're saying...
Things don't work in backwards.
Okay, let me explain something to you. Call of Duty that just came out, correct?
Yes.
Black Ops 3.
Yes.
Good game. It's on all platforms. PS4, PS3, Xbox One, Xbox 360. You think that they had Xbox 360 and PS3 in mind when doing it for the current console?
Yeah.
When you know that people play online, wouldn't you think they would focus on the current gen?
No. If you're going to build a game, you're going to start with the easiest part to build first. The easiest part being the 360 and the PS3. And then you're going to add on to that to get it to the PS4 standards.
But there's no campaign in the
compete.
PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360.
There's no campaign?
No, there's no campaign in the game.
Because you got to have that online... Because isn't it cross-platform multiplayer?
No.
It's not? So PS3 and PS4 players don't play with each other online?
No.
It's just PS4 players?
Yep.
All right, so...
I'm catching Nick in
How is there no campaign? Zombie mode is campaign.
Yeah, but it's not an actual campaign.
But zombie mode is campaign.
Zombie
that was
mode...
the selling point. That's the selling point of Call of Duty Black Ops. If you tell me that the selling point of Call of Duty Black Ops 3 is not the zombie mode, you're lying to yourself.
Call of Duty's selling point is his multiplayer.
No, it's zombie. What have they been advertising?
Yeah, the zombie
It's been
mode.
Zombie.
But
that's the selling point.
When I go into menu, it gives you three options. It said main campaign, multiplayer, zombies. You have those three choices. I'm saying in the Xbox 360 and the PS3, there is no campaign. Yes, there's zombie. Yes, there's multiplayer.
So it's even more of a raping and pillaging of the normal Activision.
Because they're charging $60 for the PlayStation 3.
For a resubscription of online mode.
So I'm saying to you is, they feel gypped for the Xbox 360 and PS3.
Why would they feel gypped?
Because they're not getting the campaign.
They don't need a campaign. Everybody that's playing the game is playing it for multiplayer. We've already agreed upon that.
No, I play the single player.
Everybody that's
and I've said that before.
Everybody that's playing.
The reason why Activision is making so much money off of this franchise is because everybody plays it for multiplayer. It's not because Pete decides to play the campaign once in a while.
No, it's kill each other. I
It's
rape
because
your mother.
most people are playing it for the multiplayer. So
I get that.
When they sell a game for its selling point, which is multiplayer above anything else, they're gonna make money off of it. People are gonna buy it. Now, I'm saying, do you feel like that's really the gameplay that they should have been delivering to you as a next gen user?
Yes. Because
The shitty PS3 gameplay.
No, the PS4 that
It's
includes...
not PS4 gameplay.
Yes, it is.
No, if they have multiplayer and campaign on yours, then guess what? Your mechanics are based off of the same multiplayer dynamics that are on the PS3.
And then they just decided as an afterthought...
to add a campaign.
To add a campaign.
A storyline.
That's
literally how they act. That is Activision.
How long would you say the campaign is? Like a regular campaign for...
Call of Duty, 5-6 hours.
5-6 hours?
You can throw it...
That's nothing.
Yep.
Compared to Halo.
Halo 5 was about 8 hours I finished. 8, 9 hours.
That's your average first-person shooter. Right? Bulletstorm, Halo, not even first-person shooter. Let's throw Gears of War into the mix. 8, 10 hours. Somewhere between there.
Yeah.
5-hour campaign is nothing. That's an afterthought. That's the same scenes that they've used before with reskin mapping. You're going to tell me you walked into Call of Duty not thinking you were playing the same game you've played before.
It's got that familiar feel to it. But
Because that's the same scene.
But it's like Assassin's Creed. If you go to Italy one time...
you're not gonna get me to say that Assassin's Creed is an amazing title. I'm never gonna agree to that. You already know that. But that's why this is my argument. Assassin's Creed at least had the decency to not release Unity on the PS3. They said, no, we're giving you a completely different game because your system cannot handle Unity. Your system has to operate on the old system. That's why the next gen have the Unity game.
So you're saying next year, when Tomb Raider gets released for the PS4, that it's a rehash for the PS3 because there's not going to be a PS3 re-release?
No, they're going to take the graphics from Xbox 360, transfer them over to PS3, and then they're up them for
Tomb
PS4.
Raider is not getting released on the PS3.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
It's only getting released. It's getting released on the 360.
Yeah, but I don't think that... By next year, the PS3 there's not going to have anything on it.
Doesn't matter. It's getting released on the 360. If Rise of the Tomb Raider comes out for a PS4 release, it is a 360 game. It is a last generation game. I feel so adamantly about this. I don't understand. You're in this fantasy world where in order to build a computer program, you can make 7 different computer programs and one of them will be astonishingly better, but that's not how these developers work. These developers are constrained by business. So you build a computer program that works on all of them. And it works better on some than it does on others. And that's the only way to do it. But it doesn't work phenomenally better unless you build something specifically for a specific computer. It's not going to work at its fullest potential.
Well, he's an asshole these last 2 episodes. Jesus Christ.
I want to know in the comments, do you think that Tomb Raider, the Rise of the Tomb Raider that just came out last week on November 10th, do you think it's a 360 game or do you think that actually is an Xbox One game? I want to know what they say.
Do it.
I would like to know too.
Because I understand your point. I get what you mean that it's a 360 thing. But I think also they have in mind of the gamer, and I know it may be a stretch, but have the idea of having it for the new console, the current gen. You know?
I think they have the intention of modding a system that they've already used. And especially, this is why I'm happy that you brought up Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed, is because out of all the developers out there, these are the most money-hungry developers. So out of all of them, they're the prime examples of what I'm saying. They're going to give you the lowest cost to build for the highest profit to make.
Well, you could say that about Madden. Madden's the same thing every year.
Absolutely. But that's EA, which is Call of Duty as well, isn't it?
No, Call of Duty is actually good.
No, EA. Oh, I'm sorry. EA works with BioWare. I'm sorry. That was Mass Effect.
Were you wrong, Nick?
Was I wrong? Not about this argument. I wasn't.
What were you wrong? Nintendo was the runner-up.
Alright, so since we've been bitching about this last gen shit.
I want to know.
I'm so adamant about it. I need the fans to tell me how they feel about their games that they're getting now and realizing that these games are also being released on the last generation. Do you feel gypped?
See, I think Rise of the Tomb Raider looks better than Halo 5, though.
Ooh.
Well, it can look as good as it wants to look. The question isn't look. I'm not talking about just one aspect of a video game. I'm talking about all the aspects of a video game. The claim to these next generation consoles were that they were powerhouses, that they were going to reinvent gaming as we knew it. Right? Xbox One, PlayStation 4. The whole point was to reinvent gaming as we knew it. If I'm playing the same games I played 2 years ago, you're not reinventing gaming.
Let me tell you one review about Rise of the Tomb Raider and what it said. It has taken its predecessor winning formula and improved it in every way. Right? Just hear me out on this. It says, a great hero, tough tomb puzzles are better, gorgeous world, strong villains, basically everything to boost it up. So I'm saying to you is this. It is a sequel that improves everything in every single way.
Okay, but does it improve it to the best capabilities of the next generation?
Yes, because
it doesn't.
When you think
it can't get anywhere. If you're telling me that the puzzle solving, the villains are harder, and what was it? The
gorgeous world.
The graphics are a little bit better. That is not improving it to the capabilities of the.
But you don't want to change the game too much. If you change the game too much, then it's not the game that you.
But nobody's saying to change it. I'm not talking about make Metroid Prime Tomb Raider edition. Nobody's saying that.
I'd buy that.
I would too, honestly. But nobody's saying to turn Lara Croft into Samus. I want a better game, a far better game. The way that PlayStation 3 blew me out of the water when I got it is the same way I want PlayStation 4 to blow me out of the water. And they haven't done that with these double release titles.
I think it will, just because of the simple fact is, it's catering to the Xbox 360, and this will probably.
But that's the problem. They can't cater to you if they're catering to them.
But it's giving you the improved graphics, which a lot of people on the current gen like. I like a pretty looking game, and it shows on the Xbox One.
That's not every aspect of a game.
Yeah, but you see the graphic comparison.
You want great graphics? Go outside. But are you going to enjoy that world?
Absolutely, I'm going to go.
You're going to enjoy going to your job every day? Like, is that why you go to your job? Because you enjoy it? Because why you play video games is because you enjoy it. So if you're going to tell me that graphics are better and graphics are the defining point of video games, then go drive somewhere. Because those are the most superior graphics you're ever going to experience. That's the best gameplay you're ever going to experience. That's the best interaction between you and the vehicle you're ever going to experience. If PlayStation 4 can't deliver that, then they're not doing their job.
Let us know in the comments what you think. We should really get on with this episode. We have
talked far too long. You know what? This isn't even about Sega anymore. Fuck Sega.
This is about me and Nick and who has the bigger balls. This is not how we do things.
This is not how we do things, sir. It should have been 5 minutes on this topic.
But you two fucking egos.
That just shows anything could happen here on youtube.com/improv gaming. We could just go on a tangent.
We could. It is improv, and we don't have any rhyme or reason to what we do.
Just giving you entertainment. Alright, so.
What does Sega need to do in order to revitalize the Sonic franchise?
Stop making the shitty-ass Sonic Boom games.
Put him in a grave and leave him there.
No.
Yeah? You think Sonic needs to die?
He's done. He's had too many shitty games. The last good game I could remember, the two last games I enjoyed was Sonic Heroes, which was that group dynamic thing.
It was fun, but it was very, very repetitive.
It had Team Sonic, Team Dark, Team Rose, and Team Chaos. I liked it. Shit. But the last really good one.
I'm getting something to drink.
The last real good one was Sonic Generations. Because it had the mesh of the 3D and the 2D.
If you said, what the fuck game do you always talk about?
Labyrinth?
No, what Sonic game do you always talk about, which I disagree with you on?
Adventure 2?
No.
No, the Sonic Heroes.
No,
I
it's
talk
not.
about it a lot.
No, fuck, what? It's always a game which you and I disagree on. Because I always say fucking Sonic Colors, and you're like...
Yeah, Sonic Colors I thought it was.
No, I like Colors. It's the game that I always disagree with. God damn it, that's gonna... Let us know in the comments. Fucking forgot about it.
But that was the last because it had the 2D and the 3D.
I was a little
You
disappointed.
mean he must mean Sonic Unleashed?
Oh, the wolf thing? Yeah, with the wolf?
Fuck that.
I thought, didn't you like that one and he didn't?
That's what it was.
No, I never liked that. I never
Or
played that
Shadow?
one.
Did you like Shadow and he didn't
Shadow
like
was terrible. That's gonna bug me because we bitch about this game all the
Fuck,
time.
it's gonna bug me too. So for the first 15 minutes, we're arguing about next gen and previous gen, and then for the last 15 minutes, we're sitting there thinking, who is this Sonic game?
Sonic after Generations, that was the last decent Sonic game. And since then, it's been absolute crap. Rise of the Lyric,
Sucked.
which broke and you could like get through half of the game with like a glitch in the system. No.
Sonic
Let
Boom?
Sonic die. You have to let Sonic die, or at least let him down for, I say, a couple of years.
If you really want to, God damn it. If you really want to do what you do, if you want to make Sonic better,
Oh, that's really cold.
give him the new Super Mario Bros. Treatment. Slap him in a fucking 2D world with 3D like graphics. Just give him that
So like
treatment.
Sonic Chronicles.
Keep him like that, yeah.
Or what is it, Sonic Episode 4?
Yeah, Sonic
would be
4.
on- yeah.
Yeah. Just do that to him because he's not good in anything else. But
Here's the thing. What they did that was very good about Sonic Adventures was that they gave Sonic a world to explore,
yeah.
and they gave him a mission. And it was a very good and strong building
Save the
blocks
world, stop the ultimate evil.
for something that could
stop-
have been better.
Stop Dr. Robotnik.
Now, unfortunately, as time progressed, they started going with these fucking different universes where all these other characters were involved, and they lost focus on Sonic being the hero.
Yeah, they kind of made him fall in love with a human, which kind of doesn't make any sense. Did I hit a nerve, did I?
Yeah.
That is the... I don't care what anybody says. I'm not going to say Sonic should die, but literally...
I think...
I'm glad they didn't kill him at Sonic 06. Because if they killed him at Sonic... Like, say Sonic 06 came out, and then literally how bad that game was... If they stopped making Sonic's game there, I would have said, that's it. He's done.
If they gave him the Sonic Adventures treatment, I wouldn't go so far as to say that go back to the 2D plane
Yeah.
of existence. But if they gave him the Sonic Adventures treatment, I think that they would have a revitalization in actually building a great Sonic game.
But they need to take their time on it.
They really do.
They
That's the
rushed,
thing.
yeah, they rushed out episodes 1 and 2 of Sonic 4 out within a year, and
They need to put him to bed for 4 or 5 years and have him come back and say, "You remember Sonic? Well, this is the Sonic you remember and love." And have it play tested. Make sure it's fucking crisp as it can be, and it will be fine.
And whoever works on that needs to work on a Flash game. It's the only way you're going to be able to pull it off. If you can make Sonic successful again, you can make a Flash video game.
there you go.
There's been no Flash video game. Have you played a Flash video game? So,
But that's also the problem with Sonic is a lot of these new games, it's go really fast. Oh, obstacle, have to stop, jump. You play Sonic, you want to go
supposed to be
crazy and
smooth. It's
yeah,
supposed to be
That's
you want
why-
to keep going all through the things. That's what makes it 2D. It's just one constant motion.
That's-
see,
What-
but that's what where there are aspects of games that can already attribute that kind of behavior. For instance, crap, what's the game? Fuck.
We can't think what games.
The one that you hate the sequel to. Shit. Prototype.
Oh yeah, prototype.
Prototype.
Don't like prototype.
He had
too.
high speed, right? He had fast speed, but he also had an obstacle avoidance thing that
Yep.
you could do where he would jump over obstacles and he would get around them.
Yep.
Now, it didn't make for fascinating gameplay just to be running over obstacles, but Sonic could be that way as well.
Yep.
And you could introduce other aspects that would make the gameplay much more smooth or much more fascinating. I should say.
See, what I think that Sega should do is, and I wanted to touch this, the last Sega game I played was from Platinum Games, and it was Bayonetta 2. And I enjoyed Bayonetta 2.
Yeah.
I really did. It was a great game. But they need to give Sonic to Platinum Games when they don't have fucking 4 or 5 different games they're working on at one time, which is ridiculous for you guys. You don't have the team for that.
Why would they give it to Platinum Games?
Because Platinum has a great pedigree.
Yeah, it does, but so does Sega in a sense.
Yeah, but they've been doing it with Sega and it hasn't been working. So give somebody the chance to revitalize the series. Like, for example, Bungie was taking care of Halo. And I'm not saying the Halo games got bad. I'm not saying that. I'm saying after, you had the ODST, which was not very well respected and liked, and then they had Reach, which was really good. Then they're like, all right, let's give it to 343 and see what they can do. And then they brought
ODST, I don't know if you know this, was the first time 343 Studios came in.
Yeah, but I'm just saying in general.
That's the first time 343 Studios
But
came
Bungie
in.
was still...
Yeah, 343 Studios is a Microsoft company.
Yeah.
And Bungie is its own company. The first time 343 Studios came in and started telling them what to do, they had a failure of a game.
Yep.
But then they have Halo 4, and Halo 5 that just came out. And people were saying that, I remember when Halo 4 came out, the big thing was, they said 343 out Bungie for Halo. Mm-hmm. And you may...
I don't agree with that at all.
You don't think so?
Absolutely not. Just because you show me a Forerunner, you think that you out Bungie?
This is not me talking.
But no, I know that. But I'm like, are you serious about that? Just because somebody showed me a Forerunner, right? Didn't explain how the fuck the same technology that they have to adapt other organic material into their own weapons couldn't be used on the Flood. Didn't explain that. Mm-hmm. Didn't explain how their own weapons look nothing like the Halo rings. Didn't explain that. Or the Sentinels that operate on those Halo rings. Didn't explain that. But you out Bungie. Nothing that the Didact used looked like Forerunner technology. But you're going to convince me that that's a Forerunner.
You kind of got burned on that one.
No, he didn't get burned.
No, he didn't
get burned. But the fans are sitting there saying, "Oh, they out Bungie." No, they didn't.
No.
Nothing about the Forerunner looks like Forerunner technology. The only key between Forerunners and Halo 4 was that they said, "Hey, Chief, you're about as close to a Forerunner as a human being can get." That was the only link, and Master Chief was in it.
Now,
and Cortana. Cortana was in it also.
Let me also just say on the sidebar that what Sega did was also a great idea recently. Not recently, but a couple years ago. They did the Sega 80 games for like $80 collection.
Yeah, which was a really good idea.
They had, which was a cool thing to bring you back. Yeah, I know Dan, who's been a guest a number of times and just a guest on this show, was excited, and he said that was great, but Sega needs to take a step back and say, okay, we're not the powerhouse we were once before. We need to make crisp and great games. You look at Bethesda. They just came out with Fallout 4. Great reviews. Fantastic. Game looks great. You heard it here, I might actually pick it up. And they know how Fallout 4. But it looks great. But you know when the last time we saw an actual Bethesda
Skyrim?
Fallout 4? The last Bethesda Fallout was 7 years ago, because they take their time with these IPs. Yeah. Skyrim is very sacred. The Elder Scrolls series is a very thing. Also, so is Fallout, Doom, and you see in the E3 thing, we were stunned about. They took their time and look at what they're delivering. Yeah. Sega has to put Sonic to bed for a couple years, not just throw him out, not even have him in the Olympic Games. Totally cut him off from video games, and then just have him come back and surprise everybody and say, "Oh wow, look at what Sega did."
Yeah, just give him the James Bond treatment. Put him bed to a while, put him against a white screen, have him walk out, look the camera dead in the face, and be like, "You miss me?"
And speed off.
Yeah.
And
they have to reinvent Sonic's character.
Don't say reinvent, because
not necessarily reinvent Sonic. But they've convoluted who he is so much that he's either friendly, he's cool, he's a badass. We all have all these ideas of Sonic, right? If you look at the Olympic Games, he's a friendly guy. If you look at the classic Sega Genesis stuff, he's a badass.
That's what, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you look at the current stuff that they're putting out with him, he's a bitch. Like there's no Sonic that has been Sonic as we know Sonic. So they need to reinvent his character in that. Either they need to go back to the basics, or they need to actually sit down and be like, okay, what makes this guy tick? What makes him angry? What is it that Sonic has to deal with on a daily basis, being an animal that can move at the speed of light?
You really know what makes Sonic tick? It's Doc Robotnik. Not Eggman! Nothing is fucking Dr. Eggman bullshit. It's Dr. Ivo Robotnik, ladies and gentlemen. It's not Dr. Eggman. Get it right, fix that shit, have him take over the world again, and have Sonic come back and stop him. That's how you fix it. Lose the fucking goggles, lose the fucking taped up wrist, give him the fucking speed shoes, and let's rock and roll. Sorry, I'm very passionate. I fucking cannot stand Sonic Boom ever.
All right, well.
What are
with
your
that
thoughts
being
on
said,
that?
Thank you.
That was a great way to end.
What are your thoughts
That's
on...
exactly how we do things here.
That's exactly how we
There
do
we
things
go.
here. What are your thoughts on how Sonic can be revitalized, if I may? What do you think will bring Sonic back? And this is for everybody, please. Even if you're 5 years old and you just learned how to get onto YouTube, let us know what you think Sonic can do to come back to the main hemisphere. And you probably don't understand what hemisphere is. So.
And if you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button over on youtube.com/improvgaming. It helps us out. It keeps the lights on, keeps us giving you all the great
15 minutes.
content that you would want.
Always hit the notification button. You can check out our new videos when they come out. You can also comment and like the videos if you want.
And you can contact
Didn't
us.
segue it, I'm sorry.
You can contact us on Twitter and Instagram at improv_gaming, or you can reach us on Facebook at improv gaming space between the two words. And you can also catch us on our email. You want to give them our email?
Our email is at improvgamers@gmail.com. There's Metal Gear for you right there.
Also, you can check us out on Twitch with IPG Jaybird, Improv Cap, and Improv Cot.
All with a K.
And a J.
And a J. KJ. JK. JK. But yeah, and like I said, we're always doing different things. Definitely check it out on the channel. Next week, we have some exciting things. I know I'm excited to talk about this. Why you should play Call of Duty.
Yes.
Black Ops 3. Been playing it, really been enjoying it. It is a Call of Duty, but we'll get into that.
What are you talking about? You know what? We keep on forgetting. I saw you look at it last week.
Yeah, last thing I turned my head and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta change it.